And now, next we're going to bring up somebody that I've worked with for many, many years now, who I call a dear friend, somebody that stood with us, our workers across the state of Kentucky, as we fight to try and maintain a decent level of workers' compensation benefits for injured workers against the great onslaught of regressive legislation that tries to turn back the clock on our ability to have good benefits for injured workers. So please join me in welcoming Attorney Chet Jennings. Thank you.
Thank you all very much, Bill, for the kind introduction, and it is an honor today to be with you to tell you and give you an update on workers' compensation. It's also an honor to be appearing before Cecil Roberts. I've heard you speak many times, and thank you so much for being here today. Let's talk a little bit about workers' comp, and first of all, I want to thank organized labor, the AFL-CIO, Teamsters 89, Fred Zuckman, Rob Cologne, and also Charlie McCoy. I don't know if Charlie's here or not.
No.
Okay, I want to at least recognize him for filing suit against this governor concerning the Workers' Comp Nominating Commission. When this governor, the new administration came in, we lost 6. Over a third of our judges, experienced, good judges, were fired or terminated. The governor then next filed a regulation. He was going to change the Workers' Comp Nominating Commission, which has been in place for many years, to ensure the appointment of qualified, experienced judges. As a result of this litigation, we were successful making sure that this governor stood up and took care of appointing qualified, experienced ALJs. I want to tell you how significant that was and how successful that has been. It made sure that this system would not be crippled with the appointment of inexperienced, unqualified judges, which often you see. So again, I want to thank labor for stepping up to the plate. We were very successful in preserving and protecting this system. I wanted to then talk about 2016, and it started off with the General Assembly in 2016 having a task force on workers' compensation. And I wanted to basically tell you that there were appointments. There were 9 from our side of the team, as I like to say, and 9 for the loyal opposition. But in talking with us, I want to recognize these big folks. I've seen many of them here, and I hope they're here. And I want you to also thank them for their service and participation, because it has really made a difference. You're going to see here in just a few minutes. Bill Leathergan, of course, John Bolton from the Teamsters 89. I don't know if you've seen him. Chris Bartley from the firefighters. Rick Faust from the millwrights and carpenters. Larry Gardner from CWA. I know I've seen Larry. Steve Barker from the Kentucky Justice Association representing trial attorneys. Also Jeff Roberts and Larry Murray, who does workers' comp representing trial attorneys. And I, along with another fellow, represent the Kentucky Workers Association, which we call KWA. And this is a group, I took a page out of the Organized Labor Playbook in 2006, and I organized the attorneys across the state of Kentucky who primarily represent injured workers and do disability work. And this has been very effective in trying to present and perfect the message on workers' compensation. What's been lost in all this since 1996 is that the injured workers have not been receiving the benefits that they should receive. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that here in a minute. The loyal opposition had 9 of their folks, and one of them was their state representative from Northern Kentucky, Representative King. And I want you to remember that name because I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. Now, this task force had no agreements or votes. It primarily for gathering information, statistics, everything anybody had an opportunity to come in to file before this task force. We had questions, we had speakers. We had information from the Department of Workers' Claims, and the commissioner who came in, filed all this stuff. We had actuarial firm, NCCI, who's on contract with the state. They're the people that take care of telling you what the actuarials say, the information on how much the premiums ought to be in Kentucky. Significantly, we had a group called the Workers' Compensation Research Institute. They were super. They included Kentucky in a 28-state comparison. And Kentucky ranked very well, except in the areas of benefits for injured workers. By saying this, we also had Jason Bailey. I know you heard from Jason earlier. He's got the statistics. He's got the information. So what did we learn? And I want to tell you all, it resulted in this 800-page book, all the information. You can get this if you want to online at LRC. You can look at it. Everything in this book supports our side. Everything in this book does not support the side of chamber and the business interest with whatever changes they promote and they're trying to do. So I want you to keep this in mind. When we had some committee meeting hearing, I just want to tell you that some of the stuff we started hearing was that the legislators, well, we don't want fraud in the workers' comp system. Ladies and gentlemen, when you hear that comment, there's not one word of fraud in this book and the documents. There wasn't one witness to testify. There is not fraud on the injured worker side. If there's any fraud in the system, it's on the employer side, and we need to remember that. I also want to tell you that life's good. We found out from premiums have been reduced in Kentucky. Now follow me. For the last 12 straight years, it's 60% cheaper today for employers in Kentucky than what they were paying in 2006 for workers' comp premiums. I mean, how many other business expenses are down that much? They're not. So life is good for Kentucky employers. We also found out that the insurance companies have been making hundreds of millions of dollars in profits. Hundreds of millions of dollars. It's in the information that Jason Bailey provided to our task force. So life is good for the insurance companies. And you don't have to go very far from that. Right here in Lexington is Kentucky Employers Mutual Insurance. For those of you who've been around here a few years, it was started in 1994. It's a quasi-government insurance agency, insurance company. The key here is they were discovered to have $200 million of unencumbered reserves, which would normally be profits that would be paid out to the shareholders or partners of these insurance companies. What have they been doing to rectify that? They're refunding about $25 million a year to the employers who paid in for insurance as a refund or a rebate on their premiums. Life is good for Keeney. Well, how did all this happen? Well, it happened back in 1996 when the Patton administration made substantial changes. They got rid of black lung. See, you know that. They took black lung where miners could not get their benefits. Terrible. They greatly reduced the benefits. They took benefits away from seniors. And the line can go on, but the bottom line was benefits for injured workers have not been increased since 2000. Now think about that. So all these millions of dollars that these companies have been making off of in workers' compensation has been shouldered by the injured workers and their families in Kentucky, and it's time to change that. I know you all agree with that. We had the 2017 session, lo and behold, remember I said, Representative Adam Koenig earlier, I said, remember his name. He was on the task force. He was on the other side. But he decided to introduce a bill that we noticed was being pushed by the chamber, pushed by the Koenig, and pushed by the other business interests. This was a bill to take benefits away. As originally filed, they intended to cap medical benefits in every case at 15 years after the date of the injury. Now that's significant. Cap benefits. Right now you're entitled to health benefits, for your related injury for the duration of your disability. He intended to cap benefits for the total disabled, cap benefits for those who lost their arms, and then cap benefits for the totally disabled. We had a very significant happening there, and that is we began to get together to stop that bill. It was ridiculous. And when you look at it, everything else in their bill was every bit of the court cases from the Supreme Court of Kentucky that has ruled in favor of injured workers. They want to take away, bring the B readers back. They want to bring back the B readers. They want to take away where they now treat black lung, the miners, exactly like they treat every other occupational disease. They also wanted to take away other rights, and I'm not going to dwell on that because it was a bad bill. And we worked together as a team to fight that bill. But dude, there's one person I want to sing the praises for, Al Gentry. And those of you all that, I don't know if Al's on the agenda tomorrow or not, he lost an arm. He's become the face of workers' compensation, in my opinion, in the House. He lost an arm. He spoke up. And he said, why are you trying to cut my benefits? And let me tell you something. He lost his arm in 1993, his right dominant arm, and he would get back every penny if he could. He only got $70,000 for lost and arm. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, you do have somebody on tomorrow, and I hope you embrace her and welcome her, and that's Representative Joe York. Let me tell you a story. She filed an amendment that was for our side, not taking rights away, but increasing benefits for injured workers, increasing the state's average workers' wages so they can get more benefits when they're hurt. The skilled trades, the higher paid people at this point don't get 2/3, they're capped. And they're capped at this next year at $835 a week. So if you're making more than $1,300 to $1,400, you lose the very minute that you sustain that work. She also wanted to make sure there's no cap on medicals. If you treat, you're entitled to still receive benefits for your work-related injury. She also increased the benefits for seniors and also the benefits for injured workers, changing the formula, changing the numbers so that injured workers and families get more money for their disabilities. It's very interesting. When the vote came, it was tallied, it was 47 to 44. The amendment lost. But very interesting, bipartisanship is still allowed in Frankfurt because every state representative in East Kentucky, Democrat and Republican, voted for that amendment and against that bill. They get it. They get it. It's not right to cut these benefits anymore. There's nothing in this, the study of the information that supports the position of the chamber in taking away benefits. I also want to tell you that House Bill 296 was not considered by the Senate this past year, but they're coming back. And we were warned, we've been told, I've had several of these folks say, you better have your ducks lined up for this session. And we need to. And one of the ducks that's already in line is next year's election year. And I can't stress the importance. I know you know this, and we'll be talking about it. The election's next year in 2018. The Supreme Court of Kentucky has been one of our biggest friends. We've had major cases come down. Major cases. It goes back to Vision Mining that straightened out the unconstitutionality procedures for the black lung, the miners. We've had others, and I'm not going to try to talk to his lawyer except about one very, very big case that just became final this last week. Originally introduced. I don't know how many folks are from Northern Kentucky, but Justice Michelle Keller wrote this opinion. 4-3 decision. Tight. But it held the cap on seniors' benefits as being unconstitutional. Think about that. Up until yesterday, seniors would only get 2 years of benefits. I'm 67 years old now. If I get hurt today, I'm limited to 2 years. Wow. In a day when people have to work longer, seniors have to work longer, they should be treated just like everybody else. I should get the same amount of benefits a 55-year-old gets or a 45-year-old gets. That Supreme Court decision has taken the cap off those seniors. They will be treated the same, should be treated the same, and when the session rolls around, you start hearing them talk, they already are talking about it. We had, in mid-September, a letter came out from the chamber, all their interests, had all their logos on it. And it's talking about everything that they want to change this next session. It was sent to the governor, sent to the President Stivers, and also Speaker Hoover at the time. When this was sent, everything that's on their list is every point that they've lost at the Supreme Court that we won and prevailed on. And I want to tell you all, I want to thank the AFL-CIO. One of the things in our relationship with Bill and the Executive Committee is that we file amicus briefs. These are friends of the court brief. It identifies to the court the AFL-CIO is interested, and this is an important case, and it's helped. It has really helped, and I want to thank you, Bill, and thank everybody to keep this in mind that we do work as hard as we can and work as a team, and I think it's very important. I want to finish with one thing that is really, I've done this through the committee and actually did it with a show that I was on with Al Gentry on KDT, Kentucky Tonight. If you didn't see it, go to it, put in their workers' comp, and you can listen to the entire hour. But one of the things that I asked Representative King, I said, how much is your finger? What should have lost the finger to work in Kentucky? He wouldn't answer. So rhetorically, I'm going to say the same to you all. This is the question to ask. Let me tell you what it is worth. For a minimum wage worker, it's $2,200. For a maximum wage earner, it's $8,300. That's not right. It's not fair. Tell me what your fingers should be worth, and we'll change We'll change the formula to make sure the loss offender is adequately compensated in Kentucky, which will also make the other entries adequately compensated. This is, as you know, another war on workers. Workers' comp is one of the battlefields. I want to thank you all again for your support, your help, and I hope that you look at us as being your friends and a part of your team, and I hope you will look at me and my group as a part of your team and friends of the AFL-CIO. Thank you very much. Please prepare for next year's elections and also the General Assembly in January. Thank you.